Hello, I'm Cynthia Izaguirre in Dallas, and these are your headlines from North Texas. The Redbird community in Dallas is mourning the death of a neighborhood fixture. The business owner was shot and killed Tuesday at the shops at Redbird. Richard Solomon shows us how the community is remembering him.
It's hard to believe it happened.
Shot.
It's hard to believe he's gone.
You wouldn't expect nothing crazy or tragic to happen to Jay.
Brandon Dennison still can't comprehend what happened to his friend, 53-year-old Jamie Alejandro Rocket.
Jay taught me how to...
That's who taught him what he knows about running a business.
Like do the print. Jay was like a mentor. You know, I never had a father, so for him to teach me things like that, it meant a lot to me.
Dallas police say the owner of Cookies and Smoothies shop was shot dead inside the shops at Redbird on Tuesday by 43-year-old Rashonda Lowe. And according to a new arrest affidavit, surveillance video showed Lowe talking with Rocket for an hour at his shop when she pulled out a handgun and shot him. The affidavit says she then jumped over the counter and fired several more times at close range, left the gun there, and then ran out of the mall.
Shocking and unbelievable.
She later turned herself in to Arlington police. Records say Jamie did have a restraining order against her, but no one has said yet what the motive was.
He was not just a business owner, he was friends with the people in the community.
And community activists Allison Williams and Jeanette Berry say his presence will be greatly missed.
He gave to the kids, he gave back to the community. He just didn't work at Redbird. He was part of Redbird.
They say Jamie helped them with fundraisers and back-to-school drives.
We should band together more so in his honor to continue the fight and the work in the community.
And that's why it's hard for them to wrap their heads around any of this. And now it's up to them to make sure his work continues.
We're going to keep moving how Jay will move, in love and positivity.
In Dallas, I'm Richard Solomon.
A newlywed couple is back home together after the wife was held in ICE custody for nearly 5 months. Ward Sickic's husband says they were coming back from their honeymoon in the U.S. Virgin Islands in February when she was taken into custody. Family says her legal status is complicated, saying she was brought to the U.S. as a child, but technically is not a citizen of any country. Sickic's attorney says her husband picked her up from the Prairieland Detention Center in Alvarado and took her back to North Texas. We've reached out to ICE and the Department of Homeland Security about her release, but have not heard back. Dallas police have figured out where all the cars pulled from a pond came from. In early June, officers spent days pulling 9 vehicles from the water at Lake Cliff Park. Investigators say the vehicles were stolen from Dallas, Grand Prairie, Plano, or Houston. Several families with missing relatives have held out hope, wondering if these cars could be linked to their lost loved ones. No word if these cases have any connection to missing people. We're now seeing the moments North Texas police busted a car theft ring worth more than $1 million. And we've learned it stretched across several cities in North Texas. Jobin Puniger shows us how police caught the thieves and why what they stole matters.
You won't see this often. A car theft ring spanning 3 cities busted by SWAT. An investigation by local, state, and federal authorities, and finally, this.
They were specifically targeting high-end luxury vehicles, and they apparently knew how to get access to them.
It ends with 4 arrests, 3 linked directly to the crime. Police say this surveillance even has the thieves dismantling one of the trunks.
They're trying to remove the actual GPS from the vehicle.
There were 6 high-end vehicles found across 2 Dallas locations.
Target of opportunity. They were able to gain access to the vehicle's keys.
One of those cases is here in West Plano. On June 6th, a 2024 Rolls-Royce was taken from a valet stand. They also hit Grapevine in Dallas. The thieves stole 2 Rolls-Royces, a Cadillac Escalade, a Maserati, and an Audi. Jeremy Rosenthal is a prosecutor turned defense attorney.
Texas has what's called a value ladder. The more valuable the item that's being stolen, the higher the punishments are.
Also fascinating, Texas DPS, Dallas, Grapevine, and the FBI were working their own theft cases until...
After sharing some information, we realized that we're actually working the same suspects. So it all came together.
You're looking at $1.5 million in stolen cars. The suspects are definitely in the first-degree felony territory, 5 to 99 years or life. And that's just Texas.
Federal sentencing is a whole nother ballgame. When the feds get involved, they play for keeps.
This doesn't happen often, but when it does, it gets everyone's attention. In DFW, I'm Jobin Puniker.
Gateway Church is dropping Saturday services at most locations as it deals with the fallout from its founder's sex abuse scandal. In a statement to WFAA, the megachurch is shifting resources and will only host services on Sundays. The South Lake campus will continue to offer Saturday and Sunday services. Robert Morris resigned last year after a woman accused him of sexual abuse in the 80s when she was just 12 years old. Chances are you remember a dance craze from your childhood that everyone was doing. Well, Chris Sadeghi shows us how some moves get so big you just can't ignore them.
And there's another dance making the rounds these days as well. It is called the hustle.
From the colorful days of the hustle to the twist and shout in black and white. Vintage WFA stories from SMU's Jones Film Library prove a new dance is newsworthy.
If this looks like a scene from a Dallas disco, the people here will try to tell you it's a lot more than simple social fun. This, they say, is a lesson that features dance as a form of healing and community integration.
Maybe because it was a form of therapy in your living room. Or
the Push Club vice president claims they have 200 members from all over Dallas. Its followers say the dance is really an offshoot of the jitterbug of the late 1940s.
Maybe it was a way to keep dances like the push from being pushed aside.
The new so-called funky dancing, according to Push Club members, has caused young people to pass up really learning how to dance, and these folks intend to see that it doesn't become a lost art.
Funky dancing like the bump that gave those young people a chance to do what young people do.
Do you like to do the bump?
Yes.
Why?
I like to bump butts. It gives you a chance to touch. Everybody likes to touch. And it's a good excuse, you know?
News that moves you.
You can't help but get involved with it, so Betty, let's tell the story as we get it on.
Because it moves us too.
This is Martha McIntyre, belly dancing in Dallas.
Right foot in, right foot out. Right
Just
foot
some of
in,
us better than others.
Shake it all about.
Definitely not belly dancing in Dallas. I'm Chris Sadeghi.
And those are your headlines from North Texas.